Well, yes, because I'm nervous because I'm not prepared for today's meeting. I'd
Oh,
sent you an email saying I need more time. I didn't want to waste your time by coming here and spitting
mm,
allegations and
no,
live
it's
views
fine.
with no evidence to back it up.
I mean, just let's just kind of talk normally. You know what I mean? We can take our time.
Hey, Miss.
Whatever.
Hey, Mr. Mayor. Um, Mr. Mayor, I wanted to first off apologize for the way I called you the other day.
Yeah.
I'd just been released from the hospital after being shot in the face. I'd just been fired. There was a lot of emotion, but I shouldn't have acted the way I did. It was extreme disrespect. A fired officer going straight to the mayor of Los Santos to seek assistance was not the call I needed to make. And I wanted to apologize for the terrible start that I conducted on that phone call. Second, I want to thank you for the time that you've made out of your day to listen to me. I can understand you're very busy. You have no obligation to speak to me or hear what I have to say.
Mm.
Um,
Oh,
but
let me stop by saying that Croc. I'm always open to listen to everybody and anybody as long as they have something worth listening to, right? The reason I jumped on you the way I did is you decided to immediately call the mayor shortly after getting fired, which would have only been a rant session and a wham wham wham. Let me see if the mayor will do something for me. Now, talking to me a day, 2 days after with concerns, after you've had time to think about whether those concerns need to be brought up to me, now we got something of substance. You get what I'm saying?
I fully agree, sir, which is why I sent you an email earlier this morning trying to delay this because I thought I needed to come to you with the facts. I needed to back up what I had. I didn't have them. I had accusations. I had my thoughts, my ideas, but nothing to put concrete on paper.
Okay.
Nothing that could back up what I had to say. So I thought, I don't want to waste the mayor's time. I'm going to get evidence, going to back up what I can say, what I want to say. Because I'm just a PPO, sir. Well, I was just a PPO. Why should anyone listen to a pathetic probationary officer who has got multiple complaints for being aggressive, arguing, being overwhelmingly petty, and not being a good officer at all? I don't have that document ready. I'm still trying to form a lot of things.
Well, I mean,
But,
even before going down that formality, tell me what happened? Well, why do you feel wronged? Is that the premise of the conversation?
I felt wrong, sir, and I needed a voice to hear me out. I don't know if you heard today, but Riker and Maeve were both, well, one was fired and one quit the PD. Forte had quit the PD. No, sorry, he was fired. Flop Dugong, a stable of an officer in Shift 3, quit the PD. A lot of people are either being fired or quitting right now. As you heard, I myself was fired. I wasn't a perfect officer. I ain't going to sit here and say, oh, man, the PD really fucked me over here. Oh, man, how could they? Their points were valid. And I listened to them. And I heard their concerns. And whilst there were disagreements, there was a lot that I agreed upon, and I agreed that we should do our best to work together to try and fix the problems that I, as an officer, have. The problem that I have, sir, is I didn't feel like I was treated equally. I didn't feel like accountability was the same for everyone. I preach accountability. I was so glad to see, whilst I hate, being, told I'm doing wrong, it's medicine. I took my medicine, I swallowed it. When I was prescribed medicine I didn't like, I tried to contest it. They listened, they hear me out. We had our disagreements, but the problem is I don't feel like the PD is holding accountability to the same people the same way. There's nepotism within the PD. And I felt like the day that I got fired, it felt so wrong, sir. It was like they were laughing about it. It was like a mockery. I had Shift 3 cops that I'd never met, never interacted with me, insulting me, being completely belittling me, speaking to me as if I was a child. Jumping to conclusions that I was command shopping, jumping to conclusions that I was baiting shootouts in Saints turf, jumping to conclusions that I was harassing and stalking officers. My side was heard one day before I was fired, and I rode with Belle and tried to show her, try and work with her. It's like, okay, look, we may have our disagreements, but let's work together and try and find positive change. And then the very next day, I've got 7 high command members yelling at me as if I've murdered someone, and their mind was made. Every argument they brought up to me, I
had your name come out on 4 to 5 different occasions in a span of 48 hours by separate officers.
That was a shock to me. I thought they went to the mayor, like they had gone to the mayor, but they hadn't come to me.
Well, I mean, I had other reasons to speak to them, and other things came up. It was, what did you do?
So I was given a list of many reasons. I don't know what was the key point, but I'll explain from what I understand, which may have some holes in it. I think one of the main reasons is there's this incident with the Saints. Now, I work up in hospital and I don't recall, but apparently I'd gone down into the location of the Saints and said something. I couldn't be told what, something about the state and land, as that's what was apparently I'd said. And then apparently I baited the Saints into shooting the police, which led to a wipe. I don't have any memory of this. But apparently On Fire's statement along with the Saints matched up. And apparently that was a large reason. Another reason is that I'd given you probably heard of the jaywalking problem.
We're changing that, but go ahead.
Yep.
I'm passing legislation. We're just waiting to push it. Actually, I might push it tonight.
Would you like me to expand on the jaywalking incident? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I already know where this is going with it. You see, you called it a jaywalking problem, which infers to me that you tried to detain and tickle people for jaywalking, and it escalated.
It went for... it wasn't the jaywalking I'm upset about. I keep calling it the jaywalking bit because that's what they kept hammering down on me. But it was more about the officer going on duty afterwards and superseded the ticket. That I saw was the problem. It didn't matter it was jaywalking. Like, yeah, sure, jaywalking is a small crime.
Yeah. It
is a law that we do enforce. It was recently recriminalized. And I like to hold everyone accountable. I believe everyone should have the right to justice regardless of who you are, including myself. I always tell people, pardon me, man. I'm fine.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Thank you. It was more the fact that an officer had just went on duty and told me to stand down to not give the ticket. It is small over jaywalking, but I thought that was a larger issue, and they were upset that I'd put it in a public report, which, fair. I'll eat my medicine for it. I thought I was doing the right thing at the time. I wasn't trying to be malicious.
Wait. That you put it in a public report? What do you mean?
I put it in so basically there was this incident report. I'd made the initial incident report for the first jaywalking ticket. No issue. And then I watched her immediately jaywalk again right in front of me. Then she went on duty and told me to stand down. And I just documented what I thought happened in the very same report.
Hold on a second. You gave a ticket to an off-duty officer?
Yeah.
And they made a complaint that you made an incident report for it?
I think I made the complaint. So what happened, sir, is I gave the ticket, right? There were two tickets. I gave the initial ticket. No real issue. There was no issue there. She took the ticket. We had a small conversation. She moved on her way. She said she was going to MRPD. So I just literally went around the corner, parked my car, and I immediately see her jaywalk again right in front of me. She did not use the signal traffic control device.
Right.
And so I go up to her and I go, we just talked about this. I'm going to give you another ticket because you didn't listen. And then she goes, I'm a higher rank than you. I'm like, madam, that doesn't matter. And you're not on duty. And then she ran into MRPD, signed on duty as a law enforcement officer, and told me to stand down. To not give her the ticket.
Excuse me?
She got one dap and I got one dap for stalking an officer. I got dapped for that, sir, because because I put it in the report that happened.
Who was this?
Oh, Lord.
Anastasia Pierce. She got one dap and I got one dap. Officer Pierce, a shift 3 cop who was around in shift 2.
Bro, what the fuck?
I got dapped
Hello?
for that.
Did you
Well,
go to the marshals about this?
I did, but then they fired the marshal.
Okay, did you go to a different one? Because that is literal corruption. What the fuck?
That's what I got in trouble for, sir.
And then who dapped you?
Castilla Bell. Well, I think she may have just been the messenger. That's who I think. But Loki.
Oh
and,
my
Loki
god!
Skyliz.
Do people all? Oh my god, bro! Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand what. Like, fucking, like, everyone's so fucking high horse, and then I hear shit like this. Like, does anyone say like, hey, bro, you get on duty, you're literally. This is the literal epitome of being conflicted. It is the legal definition of it. Just because they're off duty does not mean they have the authority. Oh my god. Bro,
that's why
no
I tried
wonder
to tell
fucking Riker and Maeve turned out to be trash cops. Probably where they're fucking learning with this shit from. Hey, let's just fucking write whatever the fuck we want in the report to hide our fucking blatant corruption.
So, speaking about the word corruption, sir, they made me re-edit the report and made me remove the word corruption and remove those words from the report.
What?
Because they felt like, because we had a whole argument about corruption. They said that's not
you
corruption.
can't. So they made you change your statement?
Yeah, because she told me I'm embarrassed by it, and so they wanted me to remove it. Pierce and Bell and Loki.
Huh.
Oh my. Okay, listen. We're appointing Brian Knight as chief of the LSPD. This shit. Have you ever gotten fired before,
Christ.
Croc?
I'll be honest. It was yes. But I deserve that, sir. I'm not going to sit here and defend my actions. I was a
fired
terrible
him
cop
twice.
a very long time ago.
Oh.
I had a great understanding of the law, but I was a very flawed cop, and I didn't have my head on straight. I was cocky.
I fired him twice
I was
in
little
2
people,
months on my
and
cop.
absolutely was targeting people. It was a poor mentality that I had that I learned to myself. This time around, sir, I was a yes sir cop. I asked no questions.
How long ago was this?
That was 5 years ago.
Okay.
This time I've only this is the first time I've been fired.
Who fired you?
Funny that I don't know. I think it was a mix of shift 3 cops who I'd never met and shift 2 cops. So can I tell the story on who I think fired me? Because ultimately it's
No, I meant 5 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago. I don't know, sir. I woke up from the ICU and I had a ChatGPT note left on my person.
Oh, fuck. And then how was your, did you get disciplined prior to that incident?
The one 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I genuinely cannot give you a correct answer. I know that Tessa Lamb took me to court.
I was actually trying to fuck with
you.
you but, never mind. But
Yeah,
continue. What happened this time
remember.
around?
So this time, I got fired. So do you know an officer called Jimmy Frost?
Oh, I hate that guy.
Jimmy Frost.
That guy glazes his, like, I don't know if it's true. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna point it. That Frost is like the example of someone that tries to act like a hot ass for the sake of it, but it just comes across as like a small dick, small penis
I felt the same
bozo.
way. So this guy's shift 3, right?
Yeah.
So he was there at this meeting. I got called to the rooftop. And Bell was there. Do you know Sky Faye?
Oh, I hear good things about her.
Okay, well, Sky Faye was there. Ruby was there. Barrick was there. I think Vivian?
Barrick's the one that
I don't know.
mentioned that you might be a troublemaker. How's
Funny,
your relationship with him?
Barrick and I barely talk. I've only time I've
Really?
ever spoken with him is really. I never get to see the man. Sometimes I'll see him like on duty and I'll reach out and I'll do welfare checks on him. We've never ridden together. We've never been in the same scene together. We've never processed together. And it's the same story for Jimmy Frost and Sky Faye. So when I got fired, I had 2 daps, right? One of them was for the jaywalking well, the corrupt power thing, as you say. The other one is I genuinely fucked up. I had removed DNA from someone without judge's consent. I read the SOPs wrong. I swallow my medicine. I take the punishment.
You did
move
what?
on.
You did what?
So Carl Pred called me. I was under the impression that officers could remove DNA from profiles if we didn't have a reason to have it. Let's say government employees. I didn't know we needed a judge to do that. That was a fuck up on my part.
That's no.
It was a genuine.
You're touching
accident,
on
and I owned
all
up to
the
it.
things that actually have been bothering us. Like, for example, we personally want a standard for profiles so that there's sections and they're like clearly annotated so that they can also be FOIA'd. To give you an example, I dealt with a guy named Pigeon whose DNA was improperly documented on the profile. We knew this because his was never legally taken. And it wasn't until like scrutiny by a judge that had to look at the profile to find out that they couldn't have used it for a case. But we had to go through all that loop instead of just being able to FOIA it. And the fucking DOJ is like, internal document. Bitch, how is it an internal document when it's got exculpatory information in it? Like, hello?
Real quick, I had to cut you off. Do any of you have food? I realize I'm passing out. I do apologize.
Oh, fuck, I don't have anything.
I got some bandages.
I'm good on those. Okay, sorry, you can continue.
Yeah, so I understand why there's confusion because, you know, anyways. But please continue. It's just interesting you're touching on things that we're working on our end.
Yeah. So, like I said, DAP number 2, genuine mistake. I genuinely fucked up, didn't contest it. I said, yes, sir, I made a mistake. I will learn from it. And then the very next day, all those command members, I think Vivian was there. I can't actually tell. I don't recognize her too well. I've had very little experience with her. I've got negative things, but then again, you know, I don't want to judge just off of one interaction.
BLW, thank you for the fresh sub, man.
Then Jimmy Frost, Sky Faye, Ruby York, Castillo Bell, and Chief Barrick were there. We were going through the complaints, right? Because they were picking at me like I was a criminal.
By the way, Barrick didn't tell us.
Oh yeah, why'd you pull over this?
Nino's
car?
getting his get.
Ticket? Why are you arguing with these people? And then I said, I brought up at one point, why am I being fired? I just got told of these DAPs yesterday. I've had no chance to show improvement, and I'm being fired when I've only got 2 DAPs. And then Jimmy Frost said, and I quote, "I'm going to reenact to the way he said it as best as I possibly could." Huh, you only got 2 DAPs? Oh yeah? Well, I'm going to give you 5 right now for what you did with the fucking Saints. He gave me. He's a shift 3 cop. I've never met him before. Jimmy Frost, a shift 3 command member.
Like I said, look, I get it because I'll tell you, the entire my first 2 days back, people were going around in the PD saying I was chain gang. Why I don't know. Out of the blue, I had not even talked to Kay outside of a very private conversation. And you know what I did? I just wanted to practice law. That's it. That's it. I ran a mechanic shop for 2 months. Not even attempted to do a crime. 60 employees. But whatever, right? I'd go in the cells, and there was all this, like, weird atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like, and not by everybody, by some of them. How I learned about Frost is there was a guy in the cells that I came down to represent. And now I will say vibes are way better. You know, but my client was left in the cells 20 to 30 minutes. He had slipped, bumped his head on the toilet, was bleeding out, had piss everywhere, right?
Oh, shit.
And now he's fucked up, and the cop that arrested him doesn't know what to do. Perfectly fine. It's like a me, him, and my client thing, right? I'm understandably like, hey, you got to do something. You got to call EMS, bring to the hospital, whatever. Well, here in comes like Ruby and Frost, like, you know, they have no involvement in any of this. They just kind of come over, right? Okay, you could say, well, they're the superiors, but you know, there's kind of like a, you know, like we got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come over, and the first thing Frost does is tell me to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, excuse me, bitch? My fucking client's dying over here, and I'm saying, can we get a medical? And you're telling me to shut the fuck up? Like, I wanted to kill him right there.
Unnecessary disrespect.
And not even disrespect. It's like you're more concerned about, I'll tell you right now, the way that they were moving, they were like, oh shit, lawsuit, we're going to look bad. Oh no. Please shut the fuck up, sir. This isn't happening. I wanted to take out the knife that I'd slipped through into Mission Row PD, and I wanted to shove it right up his neck. And I don't mean like so that his esophagus is cut. I mean not just the esophagus, but right up to where his tongue is. Okay. So in the event he somehow survived, right? At least his tongue would be damaged because you can't really sew those back. So next time he ever found himself in a position where he wanted his small little penis to do the talking instead of, I don't know, his duty to protect and serve, especially those that are in their custody, that little cock-guzzling mouth of his wouldn't be able to utter a word. Sorry, continue, Croc.
You're more on my side than I thought you were, man. I'm shocked. I thought I'm glad you've had these experiences too. I felt alone, but I'm glad you've seen some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking, you know the other Frost, Selena?
Yeah, I've had good conversations with her. She's off and on, but I'd say I know her in passing.
Selena Frost recently was responding to a cash exchange. I have the report of her basically almost admitting this, and a witness to it as well. She responded to a cash exchange, went inside, called all the hostage takers bitches, and then as a joke, went into the back room, and as an on-duty law enforcement officer,
I like Frost,
hacked the back door open and assisted the criminals in robbing the cash exchange.
Oh, so she got it?
Yeah, she did it, and she even admits in a report she went to the back, and the hostage didn't feel safe at all. He felt like...
Oh, I heard about this, and
yeah,
I actually yelled at... I don't know who the fuck did I yell at. I heard not about that bit, but I heard about the, well, the cops were having fun, and the criminals were having fun, so, why is she making a big deal? I'm like, are you guys brain damaged?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you brain damaged?
It's the law.
You're it's not even the law. The hostage is what matters.
Exactly.
Fuck if they took the money. Fuck if you are you genuinely fucking dumb? What do you mean? Similar happened to. Do you know why, Croc, I ran for mayor? You're gonna like this story. I used to clock in every day. I came back into the city and I clocked in every day trying to represent people in the cells. And I wasn't getting any cell reps, whatever. Third or fourth day, I get a call from Fiona Stewart. And she tells me, hey, I don't know if what I can do about this, but one day I got taken hostage for a cash exchange. And the hostage takers, none of them had any guns or weapons or anything. And the person that was with her said they didn't have a weapon, just blatantly, openly. So she walked out.
And they didn't reach?
Well, she walked out.
Mm-hmm.
The cops forced her back inside.
No fucking way! What? These cops don't know anything else.
At gunpoint.
At gunpoint!
And
that's
so,
worse than what I heard.
And they threatened to put her in jail after it all. So now,
these cops not...
hold on. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, this is just the beginning. So, of course, I try to get a FOIA, and turns out that there's no record of it. So I bring it down to Mission Row PD. Yeah, no one recorded it. This was, by the way, Bones and Max, according to her. So the current sheriff and the ex-commissioner. So
right.
Whatever, right? Whatever, right? Even if they shouldn't have done it, whatever, we got to go sue them civilly, bring it up in court, whatever, right? I mean, but we go to Mission Row, and I talked to the dispatcher, the head of dispatch, I think it was. Billy would know better, but I now need to. What was it?
Jade Lynn.
Jade Lynn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To have her file a report, right? Because she has to file an incident, a complaint, right? And I say, hey, can you take a statement from her, and then can you give me a copy of it, right? So we can take the next steps. And this fucking dumbass motherfucker goes, well, you gotta wait 3 days for it. And I'm like, what?
Ugh.
I'm like, excuse me? And she's like, yeah, according to the DOJ. And I'm like, no, listen, you only got to do that if, like, there was more information. We're literally putting the report in right now. She's like, no, that's what we got to do, sir. Okay? And I'm like, and she's giving me attitude and the victim the attitude. She knows what the thing is. So I was just like, fuck this. And I was like, could I get someone who's not fucking useless to come down here, please? Now, we got the report in, and she got so pissed, she started calling Siobhan, and she started calling Murphy Braun to try to get my bar license revoked in that moment.
Over that.
And then I find out that this motherfucker in my profile goes, this guy is a piece of shit. I want to get him trespassed.
What?
Yep. In my profile.
In your...
Tell me that's not an abuse of power.
That is an abuse of power. That's targeting at that point.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. You're like multiple times more IQ than that dumbass Crane. Like the fact that people don't comprehend how that has negatory effects, regardless of if she's the right or the wrong. Like, what are you gonna do next? Like, start putting dicks in there? You're like, yo, this guy's a terrorist, and like all that. Like, do people not, like, brains don't process? It's crazy. So, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, because of this entire incident, I am like, where is this dumbass coming with this information from? I then start looking through legislation, looking through clearly. FOIA was not a part of legislation. Cops could legally never, ever had to actually give a report. So I'm like, what? So I started working towards getting legislation passed. In other words, I'd write it up and I'd give it to Max and the city council, right? And put it in consideration. And in the interim, I went to go talk to Ruby York and Slacks to be like, hey, can we have a middle ground? Because there's a problem. Other lawyers are telling me that's an issue, 5 of them, right? Because each one I talk to, and they're like, yeah, we're never getting FOIAs. Some are waiting 40 days. It's bad. Some are so bad that they don't want to say it out loud and send me emails. Right? Understandably. Imagine you cannot, like, think about it. If you're a lawyer, how do you even do anything? So I try to talk to them about a middle ground, and Ruby comes to me and is like, well, technically in legislation, we don't have to do this.
Are you there to help the people? Like,
exactly. Thank you. It's like, what is wrong with your mental? Like, what do you mean? Why would you not be like, let's find a middle ground? Or like, yeah, maybe this needs to go in. Or like, blah, 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 blah. Right? Instead of being like, yo, let me go protect my, like, little hens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, the fuck?
Exactly.
Baby.
Like, they're like the whole point is officer, right? Like, yeah, sure. There are protections with the PD to allow them to write the reports or hide information that they believe should not go out to the public. But like, sir, I don't know if you know this, but I frequently made sure that people who wanted to contest my reports, I gave them to their report as soon as possible. There was one case, I had a guy in the cells, and I was the only officer involved. I finished a report with him there, and I gave it to him as he walked out. Because I didn't need to wait. I know what I push is legitimate, and I want them to have the legal authority and the legal right to contest whatever charges that they have the right to contest as fast as possible.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a fucking healthy system. Let the police police, but once they're done with the shit, let the people challenge it. There's nothing wrong. It's like there's this insane, like, very, like, odd, like, belief that if you're found to have done something odd, like, you know, you as a cop did not prescribe beyond a reasonable doubt, right? In the moment, you did something drastically wrong. And that inherent environment actually creates more negativity towards the police and doesn't allow the system to function.
Agreed.
That's kind of crazy.
It's a large problem. I don't have a problem with people seeing what's in my reports, unless it was like investigation or there's a very good reason. But if I hand a traffic ticket, if they go, I want the report, I'll say, let me go to my car,
there you go.
put in the evidence, and there you go, have it.
Oh my
I'll
God.
give a report,
In worst
whatever.
case, they find out, oh wait, I was in the wrong. Or like, hey, bring it to bench or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah,
Who
we have to live
cares?
in good faith and we learn something new. If I've gone to bench before and I've lost, I go, shit, I learned something new.
Yeah.
It's not like we're maliciously trying to push charges on people, right? And then let's see if we find out in court. I literally give it to people because I believe if I'm in the right, and if I'm in the wrong, let's set a new law for the people. Let's set a new standard. Let's set a new legislation so that we can make the law a better place for everyone. This is how we articulate these problems. This is how we find out what is and isn't right. And many police officers are scared to push that. Many officers are.
All right, good. Job's done. Let's
Thank
give
God,
a
that
call
was easier.
to the bell and let her know that she's gonna have to give us that. How much was it? 50K?
I thought this was gonna be a lot hotter than it is.
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything.
He should be out cold for a little bit.
Okay.
Want to call? You want to call Barrick? Have him dispose of the body?
That's fine. We could also do it for him too. I know a good wood chipper.
No, we can't get our hands dirty.
Oh, please. I can call
Hey,
Barrett,
Croc, you
that's
good?
fine.
All right, let me help him out. Hey, he asked about food like 30 minutes ago, didn't he? Do you want to call one of those delivery things and have them come up here? This is a nice
It's the right
spot.
of the
Yeah, I
people.
will.
There
Yeah.
should be no reason why cops should be so against getting
I'm
their
gonna call one
reports to
real
the
quick.
right people. It disgusts
Yeah.
me.
Look, I think you and I are closer eye to eye than I would have expected. The problem is, oh my God, listen, I want to say the problem is that you're a PPO and you're barking too soon. And what you are facing is the long dick of the ranking structure.
Nino, do you have any cash?
Yeah, I got $1,000.
Okay.
Yep,
And
there
you
you
have
go.
1,000 and you have
2,000 right there.
1,000? Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
it should be
$2,000
enough.
worth.
Hopefully they'll deliver it with that.
I agree with you, sir. It's kind of my fault I was PPO for a while. I would have made officer easily.
I can understand being triggered watching some of this and just being like, are people dumb? Because that,
Yeah, I was annoyed a lot.
yeah. So I can't sit here and be like, I haven't experienced it because I literally, like I told you my journey, like I ran for mayor over being triggered over asinine. I mean, I pretty sure I had a hand in Crane quitting. I fucking, you know how the FOIA shit got written?
Go on.
I stood at New Center, which is now like the new Justice place. And after hearing his like dumbass opinions, I go, shut the fuck up and start writing, pussy. Yeah.
That's good.
And then he quit the next day.
I'm glad that you see a lot of what I see, sir. I wasn't a perfect cop, and being a PPO was used against me a lot.
I like, hey, OOC,
To be
love
fair,
Nathan.
It's my fault.
Keep in mind,
I
Nino
didn't chase trying to not become a PPO because I didn't really
has
give
a
two
very
shits about
negative
rank.
opinion of
I
Crane.
don't care about being a sergeant or senior officer or
Yeah.
anything like that. I just care to make sure that the right people are charged with the right thing, no matter who you are. You are an off-duty cop, you are a criminal scumbag, or it's your first felony. I want to make sure that the people
Also,
get charged
I don't
with
think
due
that's why
diligence,
Crane
the
quit,
people
but
get
from
charged the
Nino's
correct
POV,
way.
he does.
But at the same time, we should also seek opportunities when possible to de-escalate and preserve life. Too many times, sir, I see officers looking for reasons to shoot people. Oh, stolen cop car, open fire on him. Oh, he hit me with a fist, open fire on him. Oh, he's driving too dangerous, open fire on him. Oh, he's tackled me, hit him with a baton. The last point's kind of valid, actually. But there's so many times where PD does not try to preserve life, and then they just say Tennessee v Ghana, like it's an antichrist symbol, preaching it to the Lord himself as the ultimate defense. And so many times officers just go for the maximum. They don't seek to de-escalate at any point in time. They don't seek to give people an opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I've given a lot of people their first felony. I've given a lot of people their first ticket, but they go through the state program, because back in the day they had STD, and I had a few people go through it. And I approved it every single time, because if you can show that you're trying to change your life and you're genuinely trying to make up for the mistakes that you've made, then I think you should be given that opportunity, and police should work towards that. But instead, we have officers who look for felonies, officers who look to shoot, and officers who look to escalate. And if you're friends with high command, or you're part of command, it ain't really the vibe to punish or dap your friends, because they just want to act zeisty with each other. Man, I woke up late one day because I was trying to write a report on a group I was investigating, and I went to.
Let's let him reboot.
Loading?
Is someone coming?
Yes. Miss Lily's coming. Funhouse Foods. There might be something wrong with him. He might have a disorder or something.
Nino likes the new judges. Yeah.
His body pass.
Listen, I role play, you know what I mean? Even if that might make chatters mad. Nino had personal beef with Crane over what Nino perceived as like a gross rights violation and defending laziness in writing legislation. I mean, current DOJ's been cooking, you know what I mean? Anything, Nino.
So I went to the Shift 3 meeting.
Thinks it's the best
and at the
iteration.
Shift 3 meeting, I told him, hey, be on the lookout for this gang. This group of people are doing this at this location, going
you know
into
what I mean?
this
Like
house, doing this
Angel,
with these crimes. Please document their vehicles.
Adams.
Has anyone got any
and,
questions?
What's his name?
No one asked a single question.
Bailey.
Everyone said, anyone else?
Don't
nothing.
know about the
so
other
I sat
ones,
in the back of the room and I waited for the next announcement. Sir, I'm not trying to make this up or twist words. For the next 40 minutes, they sat there playing Hangman and can you guess this video game? Like they didn't have any PD related announcements. They didn't show any investigations. They didn't show any work. They didn't talk about any changes or what's been going on throughout the day or what we should be doing.
No, they lose court cases by claiming, I don't remember why I arrested someone and I don't know why I searched their person, and on the stand they doctor up their reports to cover their backs and then also do it for their colleagues like fucking Riker and Maeve. In the previous example, that was, what was his name? Start with an F? He got Forte, who got fired.
Forte, yeah.
You have a chief of police that admits to me that he was sucking my dick for 5 weeks to maintain his chief of police position. Yeah, said that directly, verbatim. I'm not even making it up. He verbatim said, yes, I was sucking your dick for 5 weeks. To tell you what he wanted. His offices in the first hour, I sat in the mayor's office. The first thing they decided to bring to the mayor is we need interceptors, as if that's going to solve.
No, they don't.
As if that's going to solve the hiring problem, as if that's going to solve training, if that's going to solve, well, all these corrupt incidents that I mentioned and collectively you mentioned as well. You throw the FOIA thing in there. Oh, what else has been happening? Oh my God. Oh, right. Then there's the raid on Hydra, which
I think that's what got me fired.
they got wiped, sure, but apparently it was related to a murder, and they sat on that shit and procrastinated over and over instead of being like, man, statute of limitations coming. You know what? Let's make sure we have everyone tomorrow for this, and let's plan for it instead of waiting for the last second and feeling like you got to press the button because, you know what, statute's about to end. But you know what? Let's have the same guy that doesn't even know how to articulate probable cause and admits so on the stand be the guy who writes the warrant. And then actually tell the mayor, hey, oh yeah, it took a while because the guy got fired 2 days ago. Well, then what happened 3 weeks prior to that? I don't know. Maybe prioritize the murder instead of the next bank robbery or like whatever the fuck these jerk-offs do.
Oh,
Sorry.
so can I expand on what you said there?
Sure.
I find it hilarious that they came to you for interceptor vehicles when you became mayor. The problem is, sir, they will train you at academy, and then they wish you good luck. They don't bother training you once you make it as an officer. And as someone who was constantly assigned as a primary driver to many pursuits, many officers don't know how to drive. And instead of trying to take the time to find people who would like to teach people, I told fucking Bell, hey, you know, is it possible you could relay up to the command or something that I would like to, you know, take some people out once I become a full officer and teach them how to drive a little bit better. Because I like to think I'm a good driver. I used to be #1 in SIU back in the day for the Charger. On a leaderboard, they did like this whole test. I was #1, blah blah blah. Not about me, right? I wanted to help the other people. And
When I hit the
bit is
restart
old.
button. Yep.
As I was saying, they didn't care. They didn't want to take any time to go out of the. Oh God, my back. Oh, all this water going in my mouth. Okay, as I was saying, they didn't care to train their officers. They just blamed their cars and they blamed each other and then just hoped the mayor would give them a fix. There's no training. There's no support. There's no bone to lean back on. They just their vehicles are more than suffice. The biggest issue I had is I would be calling out where people are as primary. I'd look behind me and there'd be no one there, and I could just see my little GPS and they're 2 blocks behind. Like I'd get it if it was a super fast car, but some of these cars, man, some of these, there was no excuse. And yeah, no, the whole PC thing, it baffles me that anyone can become an officer and not articulate reasonable suspicion or probable cause. You know, it's very simple. Reasonable suspicion. You have the suspicion, the inkling, the identification. There's something that has led you to investigate that something is, has, maybe, or will happen, right? And then probable cause is you have the definitive proof, the definitive evidence articulable in front of court, a judge, to a jury of a crime that is, has, will, or will continue to happen, right? And nothing showed that more than the Suarez standard. And I think this is where a large issue came in. So you're very familiar with the Suarez standard case law, yes?
Sure. Wait, is that still in there?
Yeah, it's the only one in there.
Okay.
So, I didn't realize this until it was too late.
By the way, it's reasonable belief and good faith belief.
That word too. Thank you very much. Yep. That's a good word I like to use as well. Good faith. I don't know why I didn't say that there. You very good point, sir. The Suarez standard. I was there when all that went down. I actually stepped in. I was just a backup officer, and then I made sure, because when I saw it go down, I'm like, whoa, we're being illegal. So I stepped in and started working with the primary officer and the senior. Do you need to take that?
Yeah. What's going on, Marty?
Nino, hey, I want to inquire about something. It might not be your field, but
do you have a new cell
Sorry?
phone? Do you have a new cell phone?
Oh yeah, it sounds a little shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking on your laptop or something. But sorry.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm just a little. I'm an idiot.
It's all good.
Anyways, I have something for you. It might not be in your field, but maybe you can make it in your field if it's something that's interesting to you.
Okay.
So I currently reside inside of a warehouse. Right?
You live in it?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's kind of like a compound
hear
kind of thing.
things about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in my professional opinion, I think that warehouses should have only been sold to businesses, but unfortunately,
Agreed.
people just have them, right?
Yeah, because the previous administration didn't pass any legislation on purchasing properties and tying it to businesses.
Yeah, and
So
I
gotta work on it
really push for that.
backwards.
Right.
Yep.
So, currently, I'm residing inside of a warehouse,
Mhm.
and we don't have like approval from the state to park our cars anywhere near there. Is there any way we can like go about this, or do you think that there will be a way to go about this, or like,
Try calling Lang personally.
what the hell's Lang gonna do for me?
It doesn't. What do you mean? He might be able to do something.
Really? All right, that's where you want to go right now?
Well, I'm just saying, like I've asked him for things and it's happened.
Oh, really? He can just give things?
Yeah, that's. What do you mean?
What?
Have you ever?
Is he the
Do
Senate?
you know Lang?
Lang Buddha?
Yeah.
I met you with him. Remember?
Wait,
Remember when you were
really?
campaigning and I pulled up? It was me, Lang, and
Oh,
Clark.
yeah. I mean, him and I go way back. So
Okay, well, so is it not something that you've
I just-
dove in? Is it something you've experienced, looked into?
there's what, like asking for something,
Like
and he
parking
hooks it
spots
up?
and stuff? No, parking spots and stuff like that. Is that something that you
So
thought about?
I can. Okay, so all right. So we legitimately, Marty, there's so much, let's say, legislative debt that the past mayor legitimately didn't do. This isn't me like on that fuck Mac shit. They literally didn't do anything. We are currently filling the gaps in the business space. Some of that is getting passed, and we're trying to build up to getting to the point where you can make a request like the one you just mentioned. So it's a
Okay.
possibility. However, I don't know if there's like a limitation with city ordinances.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I
Do you
have a
understand what I'm
proposal for
saying?
you. Yes, I understand completely.
Yeah.
I have a proposal for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the old mayor would have people just come on down to the city and just fucking city hall and just propose any idea that they want?
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, like the open house thing.
Yeah.
You should do something like that, but have a council of people that you entrust within the city that experience the day in and day out, right?
Oh, that's
So
a
people
plan.
like Sandy,
Yep.
people
Already
that are
working
like,
on
you
it.
know.
It's
All
part
right,
of.
well, I would like
it's
to
in
see,
the
so
new
let me know.
legislation.
Give me
COC
a s-
legislation is going in this week that puts a representative of each state business. So
Okay.
boom, boom.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Well, thank you for your time, Nino. I will call
Anytime.
Lang and ask.
Yep. You take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, I'm ready. Lang hasn't actually, but I'm fucking with him a
I
little
was
bit.
there.
Only
I
because it's
saw the
funny.
problems. I voiced my concern and.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we do wanna get to that, yeah.
I'll take a seat. Members of command did not understand or understand the SOPs. I actually read the SOP. I believe it said something along the lines of, you may not move someone that's like unreasonable or within reasonable means or disturb them. I can't remember the precise word, but I remember in my training from a long time ago and in our SOPs, you can't detain someone on the suspicion of the crime and bring them down to MRPD.
Correct. That.
And I told them that, and I tried defending. Sorry, I shouldn't have cut you off. Continue.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's if you detain an individual, you can only move them within reason. So, for example, you
Exactly.
detain them on the road, you can move them to the sidewalk. Depending on the state, you can't even put them in the back of your seat, like the back of the car, unless it's for like officer safety. Like, let's say there's multiple people in the vehicle. There's limited offices. You have to like put one in cuffs and put them in the back. If you move that individual without cause, right? Like safety cause, or like, you need to separate them to, talk to them or whatever. You are now doing like a de facto arrest. Even at the time of arrest, where you say, you place them in cuffs, put them in the back with the intent of it, you actually have to tell them what the arrestable offense is. If you do not do those things, it's pretty ripozo. Now, keep in mind, this is Los Santos, and, depending on the level of aptitude of the judge and legislation in the city, they may not come to the same conclusions despite the foundations of that being in legislation. In fact, back in
Yes.
the day, I passed what was, I actually represented Dex Martin when, what's his name? What's the guy with the fucking, you know, he was a singer.
Cat Jones.
No. He's a cop too. He did like country music. Wrangler. Wrangler
Oh, yes,
arrested detained Dex Martin, brought him down. And I got the Dex Martin like law put into place, which underlined it, because the thing is, you need command approval for it. So yes, you can do it. In fact, I don't even know if you can do it under the new constitution, but the previous one, it was underlined. But anyways, so yes, you're on the right track.
Yeah. I remember telling them, I literally said to them, if you do not release Alex Suarez right now,
yeah,
you will have a court case. He is going to sue you, and you risk putting this into legislation, and this legislation may hurt the PD. And I got told, man, I'm so sick of these gray areas. How has it been 6 months and we still having these problems? I'm like,
how are you trained like shit?
Yeah, what, were you trained like a fucking moron? Like, how is this a gray zone? It's basic reasonable suspicion and probable cause. It is a basic thing. And it became the Suarez standard. Now, what I find is interesting, sir, is even though I was an officer involved in that, they all excluded me from the court case. I didn't even realize it was happening.
Oh my God.
I believe it's because I was going to be on Suarez's side. They thought I was going to fuck over the case for them.
Oh my God. That is so nasty. I don't understand why.
They excluded me.
How did this happen? The standards are so bad. It's like, my problem with it. Like, I'm not even. Oh, Croc, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I'm not even on that. I wish I was on that fuck the PD arc. It's just not interesting. It's like bozo shit, like I like going to court and like arguing like, did Speedy actually have a weapons bench, and making all the cops mold. That was my favorite court case. I came in last minute, said it was a prop. But that's like interesting to me, but like having to like fight like little fucking turd arguments are just ugh. Let me see. I wanna, before we continue, let me take a look to see whether what you just mentioned is in legislation. It should be under search and seizure, because it would be seizure of a person. Property. If a citizen is arrested, they are subject to immediate search. Okay. Items. Okay.
Is that food almost here?
Silly?
She called and said she was on her way. So, we are on a mountain, Croc. We're pretty far
call
away
him
from
again?
civilization. She just called me.
Oh, she did? Okay, good.
Oh, she just then?
Yeah, she said she got in an accident and she's going to be a little late. You're kind
that's
of
all right.
grumpy when you're hungry.
Should.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Law enforcement may search of a person or medical personnel. Citizens are within the rights to refuse to search by the circumstances. Absent cause, exigency searches, plain sight, phone, law enforcement agents. Okay, sole purpose. Notify the citizen. May be submitted. Okay, so the search and seizure is specifically about property. So let me look. It might be under the Constitution. Rights and privilege, right to assemble, dignity, respect, free of discrimination. Right to information, public information necessary for their well-being. Ooh, that's actually a good clause to fight against the fourth thing. Fair trial, due process. Wait. Oh, no.
What's up, sir?
Where are people's... Wait, do we not have a proper Fifth Amendment?
You know what? You pointed that out. I just swept it under the rug because I didn't think too much about it. I thought maybe I couldn't find it. But, sir, I couldn't find it. I'm just thinking I'm dumb. It's somewhere else that I can't find. But
Wait.
if you can't find it, now I'm concerned.
Okay.
I
know, but I've been like... it's one of those things where, like, I got grilled on this by somebody, and they're like, how do you not know this? I'm like, bro, like, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I fucking wrote the thing, I'm gonna know like what's in it, right? But
Yeah, of course.
it's a lot of words. Like it might be in here. Oh my! I'm starting to get fucking concerned right now, to be honest.
We don't have a Fifth Amendment? Oh no. That's really bad. Because I'm trying to become a lawyer again, but I can't find a judge.
Yeah, I'm not okay. It's not actually Fifth Amendment. What am I thinking?
You're referring to the right to remain silent, right?
No. It's the it falls under search and it's search and seizure shit. Unless I'm fucking tripping. Hold on.
Another phone tally.
She said that she's almost here. Was that you who just said that?
It was me.
I'm gonna put your ass in a microwave. Holy fuck! I don't know what that voice was.
I apologize.
Okay.
Really hang.
Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, it is. Okay, I'm mistaken. It is under Fourth Amendment. It's so in the United States, it's the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, effects, and unreasonable search and seizures. I don't know why I was thinking fifth. So where is the right of the people to be secure in their persons? Which, by the way, is where a lot of law in the United States is derived when it comes to, like, can you move them and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's probably in here. Right to assemble. Okay. Free speech, dignity, information, vote, and petition. Wait, so then how are they deriving RS and PC? People, wait. Can you cook this later? Because I need to start cooking at some point. This might be something we want to bring up with the DOJ. I mean, to be fair, right? They wrote this recently, might have been missed. Maybe it could even be intentional, right? But, or it could be in one of these documents that I just haven't, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Due process. Maybe it's under this. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to look at that later. Now I'm dooming. All right, sorry. Let's continue.
No, it's fine. So the whole point of this conversation is I just wanted to have my voice heard. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're not doing this.
Yeah, I got to look through it.
It's just my opinion.
I've been meaning to copy and paste all the legislation so I can control F.
I feel like at the moment, High Command is going around firing people, or, you know, problem child so that they look good to the marshals, so they themselves do not lose their power. I understand that there have been some officers who have genuinely done some wrong things that have either left or been fired. But I felt like I was targeted, sir. I felt like High Command didn't value the same things that I value. I felt like they didn't care about the people. I felt like they cared about, honestly, so I don't even know what they fucking care about. I really don't. I couldn't tell you. You speak to one cop and it's about good police work. You speak to one cop, it's about helping the people. You speak to another cop, they don't. You ask them, they'll just spit some generic bullshit. And I'm gonna try and fight this. I'm trying to become a lawyer, as I previously was. I'm struggling to find a judge who will hear me out. I've been searching for judges. But I believe the PD in a whole is lacking the officers that we truly need. a lot of them don't value the small charges. They don't care about jaywalking. They don't care about speeding. They don't care about traffic infractions.
No.
They respond to cash exchanges, maze bank,
Yep.
laundromats, and they're
Correct.
just friends.
That's
They're
why
just,
new
it's
chief
just a thing
is
we do.
giving strict policy by me to refocus and not go and like fucking chase down, find a reason to chase someone and shoot them and whatever, because none of those things help build up the PD. Maybe one day, but I think you're sort of barking up the wrong problem, Croc, and I'm gonna say it this way. I think you identify, and we're on agreement with a lot of what you said, particularly things not being focused right, but ultimately you were a PPO and you were barking too loud. And
I agree.
think about when you're barking about a officer, a senior officer, now all of a sudden a sergeant's hearing about it. They're going to take the word of the next person over the PPO, right? And if enough people complain because you're making them look bad, then just due to the whatever, you're going to be seen in a bad light, unjustly, right? And while it's going to feel unjust, the reality is the police department is able to fire you without cause. You know that, right?
That's not the news I wanted to hear, but that was my next question.
Yeah, you can't do anything. In fact, I can change the police by just farting. I can change the cop like right now. COP. Boom, boom. I don't even know the reason.
Boom,
I'm
boom.
actually reducing my authority.
I was hoping I could do something, but I guess not.
I feel like don't do anything crazy like join the marshals. I think you would be great in the LSPD, but I think, in my opinion, based on what I've heard, first off, I like Belle. I think she means well. I'm sure you feel a certain way strongly, given.
She has her moments.
I think probably, I'm speculating here, right? I haven't been there. Is that possibly she, unbeknownst to you, was hearing a lot of negativity about who you were, what your intentions are, da-da-da-da-da. I agree that a lot of what you told me sounds like straight up corruption.
Jeremiah!
Oh, hi, Mr. Steve.
Hey, thank you for the food. You took your time.
Oh, Lily's
We
got
made
the
it.
bird.
Oh.
Hello, Lily.
There you go.
And here's some money.
Hi,
Thank you for your
Lily.
time, Lily.
What? Oh,
Could you give her
Mr.
your 1,000 too, Nino?
Yep.
I'll give you a bigger tip when I get back to the city,
Oh,
Lily. I
Mr.
promise. I'm sorry.
Don't
my
worry,
goodness,
it's
too high.
fine. It was kind of funny.
I
to
hope
be
you
honest.
well, Cherry.
There you
Thank you
go.
for what you did in the laundromat the other day.
Thank you.
Oh, anytime, Mr. Steve.
And
Thank you
there
very
go.
much.
3 combos.
Thank you.
Calories! Calories!
Hold on. I gotta. Oh,
It's okay. I just made them. It's so fresh. All good. I had to remove the pickles. They were not very good. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Oh,
Please, for the love of
I
God.
feel very
Oh my Lord.
uncomfortable right now.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, it's so good. Oh,
I regret
my
coming
God.
here now.
that's so good.
Keep
That's so
going.
good.
Keep going.
Oh, more. Oh, food. Thank you. Thank you.
More.
Okay, can I get
Thank
some?
you.
I'm fucking starving too, please.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
I'll give you
on.
this. I'll give you this.
Jesus.
I'm full now. I'm just thirsty.
Oh,
fuck's
fantastic.
sake.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you. I definitely need a
Oh.
drink.
Thank you so much
Me
for
too.
coming.
Hey, no problem. Anytime, any day, any place,
Oh.
right? Yeah. It was kind of funny. We almost died at least like 5 times.
But thank you for your dedication coming here. I hope you make a safe trip back to the city.
Not sure.
Thank
but
you
we'll
so
try.
much.
Hey, you
Okay.
guys have a good one?
All
All right,
right.
you be safe, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Okay, you too. Bye.
No problem, guys.
Bye bye. Nino,
You have the
were
drinks?
saying?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, I don't want to pass on myself.
I only have very few drinks. Yeah.
The food was great. The drinks
Oh,
on the other
Lord.
hand.
Okay. Is that going to be enough for you or no?
Yeah, I could use one more, but I can wait.
You might have to wait.
Yeah, same here. I'll wait. So Nino, you were saying?
I think that you might be a product of doing too much too early and allowing that, that there's a certain trend in the PD. I personally think it's a side effect of Barrick's ineptitude, Ruby's hyper thin blue line, cops do nothing wrong, protect them at all costs attitude, mixed with Max's, using the police department as his.
Oh my God, yes,
Yeah,
please.
your man needs one
I
more
just have
drink.
one.
Awesome, thank you. As his personal
Yeah,
army.
I know I would drink so not the best.
Thank you.
No problem, you guys have to go on.
Now, when you mix
Thank
those
you so much, Cherry.
things together,
Mr. Cherry.
right, you're not exactly gonna be a factory that's producing like offices that are focused on, RSPC, putting people's rights first, etc., etc. You get what I'm saying? Like none of those
Yeah,
things
I
are
do.
conducive to producing. And so what happens 6 months later? Well, you get what the remnants are. So now all of a sudden you got a guy like Croc whose focus is what they have not been focused on, and now all of a sudden you're the redheaded stepchild. And now you're pissing people off. That shit's percolating up. That's your normal way of operating. So every day there's people complaining because you're just doing normal cop shit. And so now when a sergeant or whatever is reviewing your shit, they only hear all the bad. And they're assuming, well, if I'm hearing all these complaints, then something's probably wrong. And it's not, lost on me that maybe you have done some stupid shit, right? Maybe you have
I'm not
escalated
perfect.
a little bit, right? Or maybe a lot. I don't know. Maybe some of it is also a side effect of the citizenry that's mostly used to, robbing a bank and having the cops help them secure a hostage for their robbery. Maybe they're used to people like Omega lolling and Hack in the back for them. Maybe they're used to covering, corruption in reports when they're pissed off at someone and looking through, people's SIM cards and thinking, hey, you know what? Let's pretend it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my point being that you probably did do some fuck ups, but you probably should have waited.
You've summed it up perfectly, sir. It's a viewpoint I hadn't heard from before, and looking back on it, I believe you're right. I should have focused on, what you said. I agree.
Now, please do
But
not join
we
the
are-
marshals. I think try to reapply to the LSPD. And know that there's changes I'm bringing forth, and I've been met with a lot of resistance. You can ask Tilly here. I am about to make one of the hottest decisions ever, because I am going to get fucked in the ass and the mouth simultaneously by the crims who think the chief is bad, or the cops that think the chief is bad. So
And not
I
in a good
decided to
way.
fuck them both. And you'll see what I mean by that soon. And ultimately, I tried to make the best choice that will bring what are the best steps towards closing the gap between the citizenry and the police force. And it might take some time to cook, but I'm going to be watching over them, and if they stop failing, I will make changes. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't care about losing my job. So I will do whatever it takes. I'll piss off whoever I want, because, what's the worst that's going to happen? I go back to Vegas and gamble and get my dick sucked while doing cocaine? I mean, this is a chore to me.
Okay.
You win every day, sir. I
Yep.
get it. I will trust your word, and I believe that you will, because you and I seem to agree on a lot of points, and I believe that you are going to make the right change. I believe in you. The one thing I can't do, I don't want to be a cop again. I can't. Not after that. I'm here to make sure that people get the right help, right? And as a law enforcement officer, the current state of high command, I don't know if it'll be changed in 30 days. I could be completely wrong. And if I am, maybe I'll consider it. But the people need a voice. they needed someone to defend him. And I tried doing that internally, but I was barking too loud when I shouldn't. And I was a red-headed stepchild causing all the problems, as you said. I need to be able to bark on the right side. I need to be able to bark where, because a lot of these cops, man, they're getting fired or they're quitting, and where do they go? Where
Well,
do they go, man?
but here's the
They
thing,
join
right?
gangs.
And this is important because you mentioned this a couple times. Who do you think was fired unjustly?
I've heard of the firings, but I've been told they've been unjust, but I need to get the truth. I need to
I
speak
can
to
tell you right now because I was involved in like 90% of them. Forte is a cop that saw a vehicle that was parked in the opposite lane of direction on Olympic Freeway. A individual that had just been involved in a cash exchange ran up the stairs towards said vehicle. As a side effect, dasMEHDI decides to tell them to arrest that individual in the vehicle. No suspect got in the vehicle. Now, was he involved? He probably was planning to be, right? But you can't just tell people to do shit like that. Forte then subsequently told the individual to get out and detained him. That is actually well within reason, right? But instead of detaining him, it turned into an arrest where he was immediately searched. In said court case, Forte, a detective, by the way, states, I do not remember why I arrested him. I tend to forget things, even though it's in a report. It might have been for reckless endangerment, or it could have been for robbery. I don't remember. That's not the worst. He said this on the stand. A detective.
What the fuck?
The guy looking into the murder. Now, it's
that's terrible.
worse. What didn't get raised and was going to get raised, but he already got fired, was during that same arrest when the suspect challenged him, why was I arrested? He said, for a robbery. He's like, how do you know? Is there any proof? He said, you're on the same radio. And he's like, but you can't search me for that. I was only detained, which is true. He goes, oh, you know what? Reckless endangerment. What is that called? That's a post facto. That's post facto.
What the fuck? Okay. Well,
Many
thank you
apes.
for sharing that insight. Again,
Maven
I
Riker
don't need,
just fired 6
I
weeks
thought Maeve
ago.
quit.
Okay, whatever. She was gonna get fired.
Oh.
But
Got
before that, do you know
Tilly-
who I am?
Winter, who was a dispatcher being harassed by PD, didn't trust her.
Yeah.
So when her SIM card, when she was held up by members of Chang Gang, right? The police came, picked her up. She had lost the phone. Her SIM card gets returned, and the cops go and grab the SIM card. And you know, SIM cards have phone numbers on it, right? It was indicated that it was her SIM card. That her number is available in the MDT, which they all have. In other words, you just look at the SIM card, you know it's hers. They also know to verify it. They also know it's hers because they said it was. Slacks, Riker, and Maeve decide to go through it. And then Riker tells me when I grilled him like a week or two later that he was involved. Now, I can't say it with such high confidence that I'd be able to do it on the stand, but like I can say with like high certainty because it was like 6 weeks, right? Apparently also tells another cop he went through it. But in the report, he states he never did. Why? Because he knew some shit was happening. These same individuals created a circumstance where it could not be FOIA'd because they made the incident active, thus trying to circumvent the FOIA shit, even though you know damn well they weren't investigating that shit, right?
Right.
And what made it worse is that then I look at the fucking thing posted on the docket. It's so fucking doctored, and it's so obvious that Maeve covered his tracks. So, like, I don't even know, but like, oh yeah, you know the meme, the brother,
Brother,
yeah. I have never in my life, over the many years I've been here, even thought that cops would do something like that. Now, Tilly would be fucked if it wasn't for an actual law enforcement officer that had information on it. Imagine the level of integrity that puts into question for every single arrest by every other officer. I mean, could you imagine how many other cases this may have occurred in? Where things are intentionally left out? Where only the things that make an arrest seem accurate are entered in? How would you ever know? You know?
It brings into doubt their accountability.
Yeah. It brings into question the entire department. These are detectives. They were lading the CID. They were. I wouldn't be surprised if these were training people, right? Now, do I necessarily fault Riker and Maeve? No. I went. The problem is the core, because they were encouraged this way. No one went and stopped them. It required Tilly and Kit to push a lawsuit for this to come to light, right? So am I surprised that you've seen some things and, you know, what, a lawyer?
Well,
I think you
I
should.
want to be the torch. I want to be
think you
that
should.
torch, sir.
Lawyers are the real PD in the city.
Mm-hmm.
I agree full-heartedly. And there's a lot of there are lawyers that could use a little bit of help, but there's lawyers who are trying their best but need a helping hand. And I wanna assist them, because I've had a lot of experience as a lawyer and a cop in the courtroom. I've been on both sides, and I learned so much, so much. The problem is, I need help becoming a lawyer again. I need to show the support. I've got like 30 plus people texting me saying, my name, support Croc in becoming a lawyer. If I could have the mayor's support, it would probably expedite that process a lot.
Yeah, you got it.
I appreciate you, Nino.
Transparently, before the city got cut in half and everything changed, my intent was to try to get the mayor to have some say into issuing bar licenses. That's just something I want to go down, but it's going to be... I don't see me getting to that for at least month 2. You know, I've got so much on my plate. But I will back it. I think if you go to the judges and tell them what you're aiming for, I think they'll be interested. I will say that I don't know how bar licenses are given under this new like regime, but in the past, people have had to wait weeks, which is unfortunate. In fact, the process was so bad, I woke up one day without a license. And they're like, well, you haven't been practicing law. I'm like, yeah, I have. I just haven't been taking money from the state. I've been just doing it. Like, what the fuck? So hopefully things are better. It's got to be. I don't think it could be any worse than it was.
When I was a cop, I got a call from a guy, Joan. And he said, do you know when the judges are going to be awake? And I said, no, I don't. In the last 4 weeks, every bench trial I've requested has been ignored. Every time I've looked for a judge, I can't find one. And in the past 3 days of looking for a judge and emailing a judge, I've been left on red, and I haven't found a single judge in the city. I don't know what's going on, sir. Apparently, the person who head of bars, Norman Adams, maybe I'm missing him, but that guy Jones person who's been looking for him for over 2 weeks has not been able to find him, and I can't find him either. And it's halting our ability to do our job. Not in just the fact that Angel's around. Okay, maybe she can help. I don't know. Angel, I don't understand Angel's position. Is she a marshal and a judge? I'm not too sure.
Both.
Both. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, I'm going to say something funny. She is everything Max wanted to be.
Judge, jury, and executioner?
Yeah. But, you know, I at least it's in good hands. So, I'm putting my faith in Angel. I think that system's going to work if you have the right people in charge. And I think some of those extraditionary things are more of a side effect of the severe corruption. So, unless Angel starts tripping and abusing her authority, which I don't really see happening.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. But
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, that's. Well, I don't know Angel's what work she's done. Like, I can't critique her. Like, I genuinely don't know what she has or hasn't done. I hope she's doing good work. I
Use
will
the
let you know. I know
revolver
you told me not
range.
to apply to the marshals, but I'd already applied prior to my firing. So she's probably going to be a no anyways. I might call her, but
Span, thank you the
I'm
11
gonna
months.
take
What
your
up, man?
advice, sir. If I could become a lawyer, I will stick to being a lawyer.
Yeah.
Do you need to take that, sir?
Are you listening
Hey,
into my
Nino.
phone call, Angel? Because I was just talking about you.
Oh Lord.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Would you like some space?
No, I wasn't. But I just wanted to call and let you know really quick.
I'll give
We
you some
pushed
space,
some new
sir.
legislation today. I just wanted to inform you it's
marijuana one?
yeah. So I just wanted to inform you that this has been in the work for a while. I saw the legislation that you have for being proposed. The DOJ doesn't want to contest it or have any issues with it. So I had Cancer carve out some exceptions to make sure that yours wouldn't conflict and in
Thank
fact would
you
be
so much.
specifically. Yeah. So
I noticed that last sentence there, and I was like, hell yeah.
yeah, when we were going through it today, I pointed out how we needed to make sure we provided just some allowances for it because our intention with the dosage legislation was not to cut out what you were doing. It's just this was something that we've been doing the last few weeks, and it just kind of happened to be pushed short at the same time as yours. So
I appreciate that.
yeah, of course.
I have been meaning to talk to you, but being mayor sucks. Yeah. But I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to be flavorful, and then I realized it sounds more doomy. It's just like
That's okay.
nonstop meetings and tasks. So
Yeah. Hey, there's gonna be some IT stuff done with the pay sliders, by the way. I'll let you know when it's done.
Thank God.
Kind of. Yeah, there's gonna be a full separation split done very soon, like we discussed. So
easy.
So yeah, you should have full control over this county without having to worry about Andy or anything that she wants to do.
One thing I did want to. I'm gonna save the bulk of our conversation because I'm speaking to an officer right now. But actually, let's hold on it because otherwise we're gonna talk and then I'm gonna forget by tomorrow because I'm cooked.
Sure thing, that's fine.
All right, easy. I appreciate it,
Well,
Angel.
just wanted to catch you up, but I didn't want you to think that we were trying to pull any funny games with you or anything.
I
So.
appreciate that. No, but like I said, I did notice the last sentence and I was like, hell yeah, they're looking out for us.
Yeah, we even though we technically have full say over like state laws, we're not trying to be restrictive or stop the counties from detailing and outlining their internal operations and laws pretty much to extent as long as it's not absurd, you know, like legalizing murder and shit like that. You know what I mean? So
actually, one question. Let's say we're like, hey, it'd be nice if some of the you know what? Let's table this. Otherwise, it's going to go for a while. Yeah.
Talk about it. Yeah, talk about it tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Easy. I appreciate you, Angel.
All right. Take care, Nina. Bye.
Bye. I want to ask about, like, how do we contest it for the grow houses? But I'm like, that might be a long conversation. Hey, good news.
What's up?
So, the marijuana legislation is unlikely to be contested. And Angel's called to say they noticed it and they put that extra like last line in, which I did catch. So, oh yeah.
I'm glad, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean?
We're legalizing small quantities of marijuana, like 6 joints. And there's new law for like a higher level. So there's a state level one, but at a county level, you can have 6 joints. We're making way for legal dispensaries and legal grow houses that can be run by very active, clean civilians with high regulations, which means on one hand, people can smoke in smoke houses. There's actual, like, a product that not everyone can make. Because literally right now, like, anyone can go make fruit and then run their own, you know, shop and then eat from their own restaurant. If there's only, like, 2 grow houses, but they cannot be related to 2 dispensaries, we're forcing the grow house to sell to a different group's dispensary, which then is smoked at a different smokehouse. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
And if someone does some dumb shit, well, the cops can, you know, fuck them in the ass. So
yeah, they can hopefully do their job.
Damn right.
Oh, yes. Where were we, sir?
Well, let's go back to the sitting pad.
Yes.
Things are pretty bad. It's gonna take a while to reverse everything. Oh yeah, we were talking about the marshals, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, no. Hold on. Prepare for death. No death. Good. I didn't want the bike to blow up on the car. It'd be devastating. No, as I was saying. No, sorry. As you were saying? I forgot who was saying. Was I saying? We were talking about marshals.
Oh, yeah, I'm not too concerned about them. It's kind of one of those things where like it was such a necessary need, and you know, I'm not too worried because I think if they overextended, you know, I think it'd be, you know, July 3rd's happened once. You know what I mean?
We don't need that to happen again.
Yeah, exactly. I see it more of a preventative measure of that happening again.
Hopefully so. I did reach out to the marshals and applied prior to my firing. But I take what you said very heavily because I believe you're very knowledgeable in this field. And I will attempt to become a lawyer first. I'll see what Angel has to say, but if I can guess right, I'm pretty sure she's probably had about 20,000 complaints against me, which won't look good. But I really do hope to become a lawyer. I just got to find that judge. But it's just that's the real limiting factor. If I had that judge, I'd be...
just fire an email off.
I did. I got no response.
Adams? Oh my God.
What?
I've been so busy with shit that I have 15 unread messages and probably 20 missed calls. I need to
Should we
dip
wrap this up then?
Croc. Yeah.
That's fine, sir.
All right. Look, don't lose hope. Like I said, look, I get it, right? Because I've seen the other side. It's what made me drive down this path. And even having reached this, I am getting, it's a lot of pressure, but you know, if your heart's in the right place, that's really all that matters. You know what I mean? So,
I agree, Mayor. And hopefully we can make the right changes together, me as a lawyer, you as the mayor, to further better the civilians and their rights here in Los Santos. To make sure the police are held accountable.
I need good lawyers. So please,
Right here, sir.
please do it. And
So,
if anything comes
you know
up,
what my
I
plan
want to
is?
know. What's your plan?
Let me demonstrate to you. So back in the day, I used to sit at MRPD, waited for people to go in. I'd scream at them, call a lawyer. This time, I'm going to stand at MRPD with a microphone.
Oh.
And I'm going to scream every single day until they hear all the rights they violated. Make sure that every single person in the city knows they have the right to remain silent. They have the right to an attorney. And I will contest every goddamn charge on every goddamn person that enters those goddamn cells.
And if it gets really bad, and yeah, I do think if it gets really bad, and to the first off, I think the new administration coming in is going to make sure that lawyers are properly allowed to represent clients and that things are done right. But if things don't happen, do let me know. I doubt it's going to happen from the LSPD when things are in place. And if BCSO starts making arrests down here and forcing it up to Blaine County or anything like that, please let me know that, because I can always pass something that says if the crime happened to Los Santos, you have to do X, Y, and Z to make sure there's a chance for a lawyer to come through. I ain't fucking around, Croc. You know?
Oh, I believe you, sir. Completely.
All right. You take care. And watch out for Barrick. He
What's
was
up? You're whispering.
said, "Oh yeah, and watch out for Barrett, because if he was saying good things about you, as far as you're concerned, just not the case."
He hasn't said a single good
He's
thing
a
about
dick
me.
sucker.
Yep.
Thank
take
you,
care.
Matt. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it today.
You give me a call anytime you